How to show up as your ideal self. Hi guys, I'm Ian McMinn and this is Path to I Am. How to show up as your ideal self. One thing I want to talk about today that I think is really crucial is what puts us on what I've seen and what I've studied to that puts a person on their best path to get to experience what they need to experience to grow, to be fulfilled. So notice I'm talking about need versus want. So the issue with wants, I want to dissect real quick, is depending on the person's beliefs, the person's ego in question. When we talk about wants, we may often be focusing on things that are not actually relevant for a person to truly be fulfilled. So that's why I talk about needs here. So what puts us on the best path to show up as our ideal self and to get what we need? So for me, this is less about trying to manipulate your state, how you're feeling to get you into a better place. It's more about what to remove. So we often hear this saying of you are your own worst enemy, right? Or this idea that life only gets as good as you can allow it to. So what I've found, I've seen this in clients, I've seen this in myself, right? Because this is where this all started, was a journey with myself. My life would be the best when I got the most out of my own way. So what do I mean exactly by that? Well, in the context of what we talk about on this channel, the positive way of putting it, so not doing it by negation. So surrender is fantastic, letting go is fantastic, but that is a task to do that tells you what not to do, right? Stop trying, don't try. So how can I put it positively? Well, to put it positively, it's the more that you get into the knowing state in your life, the more you show up as your ideal self, the more you get out of your own way, and the more you get on your path of least resistance, where you feel inspired to take action, you get put in circumstances that allow you to grow in the fastest way, that lead you to fulfillment in the most authentic way, and that also leads you to encounter your own inner blocks and obstacles to let those go. That's actually part of the ideal journey, right? Is coming across those at the right time when it's no longer relevant to get to release it. So being in this knowing state, knowing that I am who I am, that simple phrase, I am that I am. That puts me in a very simple, very basic state of knowing, where I know. The idea is we only do what we know. If you know how to pick up that pencil, if I drop a pencil in front of you, you can pick it up because you know how. So this is different from belief. Belief, where we're getting ready to know. But just when you know, when you jump into the knowing state, you get to have that clarity. And so for someone just starting out on this, it's about you just start trying it out. Just start implementing it, seeing how it changes your awareness, and if you like where it's going, keep going, right? You can keep watching these videos, and you can keep, but as you like, do as you wish, but test it in your own experience. And yeah, what I found is when I'm in a state of knowing, I'm not doubting, I'm not second guessing, I'm not scheming, I'm not trying to cut corners. I'm being peaceful in myself, and I'm able to look at the world clearly, and I have this calm center. And what I find is there's just less friction in the events of my life. And that's partially because it seems, I am just a more smooth sailor. I'm a cooler customer. And also there seems to be some effect externally on actually how things go. Things show up sooner. The next step that I need to take. So this is what I want to talk about again. Need versus want. Being able to do what we need to do when we need to do it is crucial here. And what I found is from this knowing state, when I'm in a state of knowing, I'm going to follow what calls to me most moment to moment, and I'm going to be provided for. I'm going to be able to do what I need to do when I need to do it. So I may have insane, fantasies of this or that thing, being able to fly away and it's all okay. But those may fall under wants, and that may not actually be what fulfills me, because what we often think will fulfill us may not. And what I find is life will present even more amazing uh, paths for me than I had imagined. And the things that are that I'm truly passionate about having get presented to me as well. But it's all coming from this place of knowing, just this I am, right? Which we can also think of it as coming from a place of zero effort, total effortlessness, where we can take a ton of action in a day. I'm saying take as much action as you can on everything that you care about. But from a place of zero effort, effortlessness. That's how you know you're aligned. When it feels like you're not doing anything, that's when you have the most control. You may be doing a lot of things, but it's that energetic state where you feel like you're not doing anything, because there's no struggle. There's none of that within you. Like for example, working out. I love to lift weights. I love to do cardio, but I'm not like, there's no stress and strain. I'm very calm. It feels like I'm not doing anything. It feels like I'm watching myself, right? So that place of no effort is the knowing state. And that place of non-attachment where there's no need to hold on to anything. And it's so much more straightforward to be in a positive state because, well, there's no energy being exerted that's creating friction. And so it just allows me to, in when I do have negative thoughts and feelings come up, it allows me to look at them with loving eyes and to have that cool confidence. And so these are some of the things I'm talking about with the ideal self. The ideal version of me can look at negative thoughts and feelings and be incredibly calm within it, and even have love for them, and can interact with difficult people and maybe even get them to smile. And if not, I can smile. Knowing that I am, and knowing that effort is not needed, that I can move through my life effortlessly. It doesn't mean I won't come across obstacles where I suddenly find inner tension, where I suddenly find myself wanting to change and manipulate circumstances. But coming from that knowing state, I can notice that, and I can have a calm set of loving eyes towards that preconditioned reaction. And I get to see, oh, is that really necessary to be tensing up and wanting to change this? The answer is always no. And so I get to release that tension and thus be releasing the belief that I need to do that in that circumstance and move through it. So it allows you to emerge and your ideal self to emerge. And it's really just about, it's ceasing to do what was getting in the way. And that's the power. You just get out of your own way. You're going to attract what you need into your life, who you need, the experiences you need to truly grow, fulfill you, lead you to be happy, lead you to expand, to gain greater insight. It'll attract the obstacles you need to release the blocks that you have. And yeah, and where you just get to go, I know myself. There's really, I mean, I've gotten to do a lot of amazing stuff in my life. I'm sure the people watching this have as well. I mean, we all have, but it's like, I've gotten to go all over the world. I've been to a dozen countries. I speak Spanish. I have gotten to train in Muay Thai. I've taken surf lessons for a Moroccan beach bum. I've gotten to know amazing people as friends and in relationships and yeah, and take care of my body and feel its vitality. And I've gotten to make money doing what I love, and all of these things are wonderful. But at the core of it, I get to know that I am. It's the thing that's rewarding at the core of all of it. And so it's the beginning and the end. It's the Alpha and the Omega, to quote the Bible. And when I just get to know that, it starts me on my journey. So it's the beginning, but it's also it's what permeates through my journey, and it's also what matters most at the end of the day. So it's also the end. And yeah, this is what we're really talking about. It's not that life doesn't present obstacles. Actually, there's plenty. There's a million and one that you're going to experience in the next month, in the next year. But they get to be pleasurable when you're coming from your ideal self, because you actually see the potentiality in every single moment of it as soon as you catch it. I had a friend recently, he had just a perfect storm of events where he's setting up to go to these graduations of people he cares about. And they're at two separate campuses in two separate cities. And he got into the situation where one of them was dishonest about the fact that he, in fact, wanted to see him more on that weekend, that his graduation weekend. And so as a result, he's essentially ended up in the situation where even though he's done everything he can't please everyone. And he was presented with this, my friend was presented with this, and he realized, I'm such a people pleaser. I can't please everybody. Everybody has their own opinion at the end of the day, and it's going to be different. And yeah, I mean, I get to show up to these graduations in the way that I chose to, and I can have a conversation with my friend that turns out he was dishonest about how he can be more straight with me. And that's it. And so he was able to confront the fact that he has this deep urge within him to want everybody to be happy. And it really was a perfect storm. I didn't even give all the details, but he was put in this perfect situation to have to confront his stuff. And that's part of what I'm talking about. And he's going, man, it's so freeing to get to just know everybody has their own opinions and I don't have to care. Yeah, and so this is what happens when we get to show up as our ideal self, where we just know I am who I am that I am. I get to walk around as source, the source of it all in my life. And I get to be the real me. I'm gonna get to take action on stuff that I care about, that excites me. I'm gonna have things show up that I get to engage with, that expand me. And I'm gonna get those obstacles put in my path that are actually exactly what I need to, because what these obstacles are is they let us know that we can get out of our own way even more. People pleasing is me getting in my own way, right? And for me to get to say, oh yes, thank you, obstacle. You were actually my little helper that was there to trigger me, to call out what was within me that wasn't serving me, so that I get to expand even more into who I really am, where I'm even more fulfilled. I'm even more filled with love. I'm even more filled with joy. And so for people that are just starting out on this work, it's just get started. It's poco a poco, little by little. You're going to be good. But just try it out and test it. And if it works for you, you're going to keep going. And if it doesn't, throw it out. It's like yesterday's video. Okay? So this is how to be your ideal self. Hi guys, I'm Ian McMinn. Again, this is Path to I Am. I have links in my description for my website where you can reach out to me, a link for a 30-minute coaching session, a 60-minute coaching session, donations, as well as a link to my podcast. I hope you enjoyed it today. Thanks for supporting, as you always do, in various ways, with your presence and your energy. And I look forward to talking soon. And in the meantime, you now know how to show up and be your ideal self.